enough of that. Down to business. Let me introduce you to our 2 accomplished players. Why do you have your face on the screen, Winter? You gotta have the moneymaker. And I talk with my hands a lot. I know on occasion you get people like, it's unprofessional, but most people seem to like it. So, for most things, we're chilling. But in the bottom right of Parasite, from Team Liquid, the Protoss player, it's Manna. And in the top left, from Team Clash, it's Elazer. Both Polish players, both fighting for their chance to move on to the playoffs starting tomorrow. You see a little move here. This is directed like, am I gonna cannon rush? Am I? He's making moves like it. He's giving him eyes, essentially. But Elazer does not take the bait. When you move your probe like that, it's 100% intended to draw a drone or 2 down. Just to make sure, right? Just to be careful. Lose a little mining time. Get out of the way, cleaning bot. But Elazer not taking the bait. And also, well, let's talk a little bit as we get in. We gotta talk about the play styles and what these players are known for and all of that. Manna, we'll start with Manna. I think a little bit easier to describe. More of I guess a shield Protoss in this matchup and in general. Not saying he won't throw in some all-ins or cheeses, but generally is one of those players who wants to get a Stargate, go to 3 bases, build a strong unit composition, find a good timing for a War Prism, take it to the late game if you have to. And one of the Protoss is a little more comfortable in the late game in this matchup, just from my observation. Elazer, on the other hand, is sometimes more timing oriented. He'll pick a number of drones, usually on layer attack, not always, and just go for the attack. Not saying he can't play the later game, but a lot of the time you will find him looking for a killing blow earlier on. Probably percentage-wise significantly higher than Manna. Now, that might be completely flipped here. In North America, which I've been covering, and you can find all the VODs on YouTube as well, including some of the most entertaining games and shortest series full of proxy barracks. We have seen a lot of less than stylistic play, a lot of cheeses and all-ins. Are you actually gonna? No, he cancels. So, does the Adept actually kill it? This shot gets it. Good to know. It barely gets it in time, is the answer. Alright, I didn't break it. It's a constant battle on figuring out whether or not I broke something. A Void Ray comes out first. A Robo behind. Double gas will be scouted out.
Our forces are under attack.
And from here, we're going to transition into... Well, the Twilight is a little later. That is what happens when you're going to go for the Void Ray. It's a little more expensive. He's hiding a lot here. We're going up to 4 gates. It looks like it will be an Archon drop to follow up here. A War Prism is on the menu. Pylon comes out in time. He's not trying to take a super quick third. Who in charge immediately behind as well. So the Void Ray making sure, well, it can both kill Overlords and threaten. It forces the response for Stargate units. It's a bit more of a stylistic choice. You don't always see players going for the Void Ray. It's usually a Phoenix and an Oracle. Void Ray looking for damage, and it'll find another Overlord. Now this is an adaptation of a build you see a lot. Oh, Stats. Stats has definitely used this before, but Elazer, did he see the Prism? Because I'm not sure if he saw it. The Roachhorn isn't done. This could be a deadly timing. This is heavy pressure here Manna's going up to 44 probes. He may stop right there. Nobody saw that. Choke it out. So, Manna is going for the kill. And Elazer, I do not think saw the prism, because why would he go up to 6? He's making more drones. Oh, no. It's a disaster. He doesn't know it yet, but death is at his door. He might even, I don't know, Manna might even cancel this. Like, there are going to be 8 gates. Well, he's actually producing probes. So this is kind of, like, he doesn't know that he could just kill him right now. If he warped in 8 zealots with this attack, I think it would be deadly. But he just got all his gates up online. This is a very interesting way to go about it. I think he thought he was scouted by the Zergling. That might be part of it. Like, that Zergling was very close, but Elazer reacted like he didn't scout the prism coming out. Like, he made a bunch of extra drones. Didn't really respect the danger of a potential 8 gate, but it looks like he's going to get away with it. Now, Elazer's got 69 drones. Manna, definitely a mistiming. Of course, he doesn't know that for sure. He doesn't know that if he just warped in instead of taking a third, he might have killed him, but... So the Archon drop coming out. He does have all the gates online, so he's not like he's dead because he didn't find that timing. He's been building probes, but there's no storm on the way. Elazer was incredibly greedy. If he gets the 4th, that's, I mean, very nice, of course. But overall, Elazer with nearly 70 drones. The 4th base, not having a 4th base hurts, but not as bad because he's not going for a very larva-oriented style. He's going Roach Hydra into Lurker. There's the storm. Against this army, you do need storm. You need something to get through that critical mass. This army does beat Archon Immortal Charge Lot just because the sheer DPS, the sheer clumping of the units. You can't make enough headway before they start thinning out all your Charge Lots and Archons. Elazer up to 73 drones. A handful of Charge Lots to the top, but I think Manna's starting to realize he's going to need to put together that something similar to a death ball here. He only has a single robo. There's only one immortal on the field, which seems dangerous. Only a single robo as well. Oracle on the way. I think he's starting to realize lurkers are very likely, especially when you still have that many units at home. There's no huge timing coming out. It's almost certainly going to be lurkers. A second robo, but Manna. He's at 134 versus 181 supply. Storm is done. There are 4 Templar on the field. And this is not an easy map to attack in, but Elazer is nearly maxed out at 8.5 minutes with lurkers and his Hydra upgrades. Elazer's coming in from every angle. Manna has to hold all of them in order to be able to maintain his position in this match. A counterattack from the back, slipping behind the army. Manna goes for the flank, but Elazer just has too much in too many places. Wait, Manna making some headway to the north. He's going to be able to work through. There's a lot of lurkers underneath here, though. A counterattack is slipping in. The backstab is good. 10 probes have gone down thus far. And it just looks like Manna not finding... He doesn't have everything and everywhere he needs. He can block and deflect 1 or 2 attacks, but Elazer just grinding through them. Manna powered up for potentially an attack, and then he didn't attack. Whereas Elazer just played the game, whether knowledgeable or not. Like he wasn't under any pressure. That's really what it felt like. And if that's the case, like if one player goes for, like they set up for an attack and then just don't do it, they're gonna be behind against Roach Hydra. That's how that's the key to Roach Hydra, is if you can delay an attack by even a little bit early on, you find yourself in a very good position. We'll see if Manna can pull it back. He isn't, like, if Manna wins this match, then he's through. That's 3 wins. That's all you need to get through in the standings. If he loses, he's not out yet. It's whether you win 3 or lose 3 first. So, we'll see. The day has just begun. Alright. As we go in to game number 2. Honestly, pretty disappointing for Manna. It's the first game of the day. Elazer is quite a player, but Manna is very capable. I think he can pull it back. There is not enough time to review replays between these matches. We're doing it live, but if he had the time, well, I think Manna can make the adjustments. Now we cannon rush. Now's the time. We just cannon rush the rest of the matches. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so it's so weird being awake at this time in the daytime. Probe coming through. Elazer once again hatch first. Looks like we're gonna play it out with the standard. Gate expand out of Manna. Pretty early scout. Making sure no shenanigans are afoot. Elazer sticking with the basics. Made it look good. Why not do it again? I don't think there's any obligation after a game like that, or in general, for him to try to be looking for a timing. Oh, maybe I should change the score. I'm sure plenty of people, even in the first minute, have already been unprofessional. Cybercore on the way. Now, if you're everything was there for a timing. Like, he had everything he needed to do damage. I feel like Manna kind of psyched himself out a little bit. Like, oh, he's going to be ready. This map is large. I think he saw the prism. Like, let's just macro it out. But Elazer, either he saw the prism or not. Like, but he went like straight up to 65 drones and got away with it. Anyone who gets away with 65 drones against a Protoss who's not taking a quick third is gonna be in a good spot. So Manna, what do you got to follow it up? A Robo first. Now is this for like a DT Archon drop? Warp in 4 DTs, try to snipe a base, then go for the Archon drop? Or is this an immortal timing? Or, let's get crazy, Disruptor drop. And a Stalker to follow it up to deny scouting. The Stalker is a giveaway in and of itself. What are you trying to hide? Is what the Stalker says. Like, so the Overlord can go on to this little pervert pillar here. It won't be scouted. Okay, there is a Twilight on the way. I was really hoping for Disruptor drop. It's not a thing, but the reason Disruptor drop is not really a thing against Zerg is because one Zergling counters it. One Zergling gives itself for the swarm, and then suddenly nothing happens. So that's why Disruptors in general, as of right now, are not much of a thing. Elazer, as soon as the Adept is canceled, or the Shade is canceled, a quick lair. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, oh, does he recognize? A few things. Like, he's not making a Roach one. I feel like if he recognized this was the DT Archon drop, he'd get a Roach one. I think he knows. These players are pretty good, guys. I don't... But immediately getting the lair, I don't think, based on the way he's playing, he's getting the Roach Warren, he's getting more drones. He's not adding on gases. This isn't for like a muta. This is a reaction to the Stalker and lack of Stargate units. He's gonna double down. He's gonna know now. There's an observer. That's the only way he got vision. There is a robo on the map. And the lair is there for detection against the DT Archon drop. That's not what Manna is doing. Once again, he's looking for a charge timing. +1 will be on the way in a moment. Oh, the War Prism already... I was like, but no War Prism. What is this? There are 4 gates. Will Manna be going out for another base while this is happening? There are 7 roaches on the way. Manna with a near perfect response to any charge lot pressure. I like this. The War Prism with Zealots in it, and then just going for the creep denial. It almost reminds me a little bit of a Terran doing like a 2-1-1, where you're not necessarily going to do game-ending damage, but there is potential there. Charge is done, and the queens are charged immediately. But there's enough roaches here. Elazer with a perfect deflection. Manna is following. He's got a Templar Archives on the way. Players have gotten so good at just getting their economies up, getting drones, especially as they're that. I'm like, wow, the 3rd base is late for Manna, but it's really only 5 minutes into the game. That's still not that late in the scheme of things. Anything before 6 minutes, I don't think you can consider very late, but it's kind of getting there. Just considering Elazer, well, he's only at 52 drones. What this does, the early prism pressure, if you're able to do it well and keep active without losing units, it limits the drone count. Any unit you build is automatically not a drone, minimum. Things like roaches are even more expensive, so Elazer this game is at 54 drones, not 60, before the first pressure. The Archon drop comes in, kind of an awkward angle, but we'll find a few drone kills as well. Those shields, about 350 shields on an Archon. It is actually 350, right? Like, so, we're looking a lot better. Well, having more probes than drones is always better. Manna definitely acquitting himself in this game. As long as the Archon drop stays alive. This feels a lot like a Terran playing against Zerg. Because the Archon drop is never going to get real damage done. But you have to respect it. You've anchored units at home. Roaches had to be built. Drones could not, for a time. Now, there's the Storm. Immortal's on the way. He's already got one out. He's incrementing them out. Will we add a second Robo? In order to be able to get a handful of roaches coming across. Right now, Elazer, he has scouted the 3rd. I'm not actually sure how. Oh, yeah, like maybe a Zergling shot. Fun fact, Elazer skipped Zergling speed. I didn't even really notice that. He just got the lair super quick. And that's definitely stylistic. Elazer really liking that Roach Hydra style. Which, well, this a little bit more by obligation than by choice, maybe, this game. But Manna feeling, well, the supplies are a little misleading, because Roach Hydra will almost always have a higher army supply, and give the Zerg more supply than most Protoss armies, especially in the mid-game. But the effectiveness of Roach Hydra just doesn't stack up. Once Storm is done, which it is, once several Immortals are done, which they are, there should be enough for Manna to be able to hold on against far superior supplies. The Roaches are coming through, but you always have to be cognizant of any other angle that army units can come in. The thing is here, Elazer was not able to get that economy, not able to get enough units, and therefore can't threaten counterattack nearly as much as he did in the previous game. He just doesn't have the army there. A Lurker Den is not done, and without that done, you cannot afford to throw away too many units, because you'll just get run over. If there's Storm to rip through, Lurkers are your only backstop. The Roach is still threatening. There's an Archon and some charge lots. +2 is done, and that's going to help out a lot, especially with that Archon. The strength of such a small army is immense. Manna with 3 Immortals, 2 Archons, 4 Templar with double Storm. Well, actually, yeah, there's some double Storm Templar here. There's a slight cooldown, but Elazer is threatening. He's got some lurkers. They finish just in time, but he's on top of the 4th base. The storms begin to rain. Manna will be pushed back for now. But, oh, another nice storm in the middle chunk. He's got more. Oh, a beautiful storm on the Hydras. The roaches are coming back. But what will they do? Only 5 or 6 roaches with it. Lurker's trying to go for the flank. It's not clear who's catching who here. Manna is on the run, but the storms are still doing a great job. He picks up a Templar for the save, but loses the Archon. Reinforcements will join up with Manna's army. Another Immortal. He stutter steps back. Lurkers will be the casualties. Zergling speed has completed now. Beautiful storm. He breaks through the front. 3 Lurkers behind. And Manna just picking things apart, but his units are starting to thin out. I think he has 1 or 2 more storms at the back. Elazer forced into retreat. Only a single Lurker remains. More Templar are warping in. The gateway count at 8. Plenty of reinforcement potential. Manna already setting up for a 4th. He's gained map control. He knows he's killed a lot of the expensive units of Elazer, and he finds himself in a prime position to take control of the game. Elazer still maintains a supply lead, but Manna is in the advantage. Being able to maintain your immortal count. Right now, 7 Lurkers have died to only a single immortal. 1 Archon, 2 Templar, that's it. Oh, he cuts off some of the units. Elazer, at this point, you can't afford any more mistakes. You can't be losing units for free. A big counterattack gets the Prism. Manna has a recall, but actually this is a little bit of an awkward placement. His armies are out in front, but Elazer's in behind. Zerglings slip through. The 4th base under attack. There is an observer with this. He should be able to hold the 4th. 11 probes going down. Elazer's fighting back. An attack on the left side. There are a couple Templar ready. Will Manna be? Oh. Loses 1 Templar. The storm on the Lings. There's not another storm here. A handful of Zealots going to work. He wants to defend the 4th, but he has to box out from the 3rd as well. Elazer biting back there and making up some of the ground he lost in those last engagements. Manna, I think, getting a little ahead of himself, being too far out on the map without having quite enough at home. And that gives Elazer the space to be able to get a 5th base. He's got 72 drones now, getting the infestation pit to be able to go up to Hive. Looking for maybe a storm in there. The Templar glide away from the Lurker spines. A dangerous game. A single Lurker. Triple kill! That's a big pickup for a single Lurker. Elazer holding on. Guardian shield used. Beautiful storms on the main clump of the Hydras. Observer coming in. Can he get the snipe on it? The Overseer is in place. Storms at the back. The army tries to hold on, but it's thinning out. The Archons are gone. Guardian shield gone. The storm's raining down. But eventually, the Protoss army will be taken down, but not before gaining its pound of flesh. Wait, I spoke too soon. Immortals living up to their name. Reinforcements coming in. I take it all back. Immortals are pretty good. Is there an observer here? Where is the Ops? Oh, it got sniped. Without the observer, he was right on top. He was ready to pounce on those Lurkers. But another observer coming in. The storms coming forward. Elazer trying to hold on, but the supply is dipping. The reinforcements coming through. Just 2 Lurkers left, and now none. Without Lurkers, 6 Hydras. Manna. No, the reinforcements are trickling across, but charge lots run fast enough, and the drones do not. Elazer trying to hold on, but his army has fallen apart. Now, there's bases on the other side. The Queens are doing their best, called into battle, as are the drones. There's a single Immortal at the back, sniped off. Hold position being used on the drones. 22 have fallen. The Archons try to run. Manna still at 64 workers, up against 50 of Elazer. Elazer holds, but at what cost? There is the base on the left side. Elazer will still have mining. 5 more Lurkers on the way, but if Manna could get, yep, he gets his workers together. They figure out what they need to do. Elazer is gonna, like, that engagement, Manna showing the power of a cornered Protoss army. Elazer thought he could actually pick it apart, but the storms were enough. that changeling down. Elazer's not out of it yet. He's still got the queens. Lurkers can change everything in the right scenario. Manna has been very, very good about rebuilding observers. Elazer trying to play... Well, the best defense is good offense here. You do not want to let the War Prism come in and start picking you apart. I heard a War Prism load up. Where did it go? I'm trying to click on the prism. Is it on the screen right now somewhere? Oh, there it is. Alright. The observer was picked off. He's got a spore crawler in the front, a clever move, but these are the kind of things you can do as a Protoss who's won some fights. If the Zerg is not on hive tech, like they don't have the threat of broodlords or anything like that, and you are able to get an economic advantage, just charge lots everywhere. It's almost impossible for a Zerg to defend without losing the complexity of their army at the front. A recall coming through. He gets the base and gets the zealots out. Elazer down to 3 bases. Still at 162 supply. He has this push. This push is everything. There are 6 Templar on the ground. Only 3 Immortals, which is slightly low. Made up for a little bit by 7 Archons. Manna! He wants to break. Storm starting to blanket. The Immortal barriers are used. Some more storms in the middle. The Lurkers trying to hold the line. They will for now. More charge lots coming in. Charge lots on the other side from the War Prism, making sure this base doesn't come up. Elazer, he's able to hold his ground, but he's not really threatening anything important for Manna yet. He's starting to get close in between the bases, but beautiful storm raining down. All he needs is a tag on these Lurkers. Once he gets a tag on the Lurkers, there's one at the front. Damage is being done. So many Hydras have died. The charge lot's trying to come forward. There is no detection for some of these Lurkers. A critical mistake out of Manna. But he should be building another observer. There is no energy for revelation yet. If he can just get the oracle. Okay, there's an observer finally. He gets into position. He tries to get the observer away. Elazer, does he snipe it off? Elazer's making it happen right now. The oracle gets a tag. Manna pushed up against the wall. Elazer doing so much with so little. The Immortals trying to hold the line. Manna under 100 supply. He just needs to hold this attack. And behind it, Elazer has no mining, but Manna, he's getting cut down as well. Back and forth, the game seesaws again. Elazer just finding the right spot for his Lurkers. Throughout the game, Manna's been so diligent about that detection up until now. That lack of a revelation, the lack of observers, Elazer actively sniping them off, has brought us to this position. Manna needs to break. He needs to get out, but that single spore at the front, making things incredibly difficult as well. Oh, get that observer out of there, Manna! Oh! Observer very stressed out about life right now, I'm sure. There it goes. Another storm, though. Elazer once again, remember, not very much mining at all behind this. He's going to start mining out of his bases. Charge lots coming in. He's going to open up the way for them to come down the ramp. Where is the detection? There are no observers. A beautiful storm. A lot of those Hydras carpeted. Another changeling. 12 probes went down. Now Elazer's back to mining. What is this probe gonna do? Manna realizes it. How many Lurkers are on the field? 5 Lurkers. There are 3 Immortals and 6 Archons. On paper, Manna should have the army. You can't be losing these observers, though. So important. The storm's coming through. He gets the ops. The only thing to kill Lurkers is storm, once again. Feeling like Brood War here. He needs those storms on the Lurkers. Another obs coming out. And remember, every time he has to build more observers is less Immortals. Again, a beautiful storm. Manna's army's still so strong. Is he finally gonna get that pesky spore? And he blasts through the Lurkers. Finally breaking out. The spore crawler, the real enemy and the MVP of Elazer's army, is taken out. But we've kind of evened up once again. Because the Lasers had 52 drones, he has a 4th. Manna has a strong army, but now he's the one who doesn't really have the income to rebuild it. He's out of gas at his nat. He's only on 1 base gas mining now. He's mined out of the main. He can no longer afford to be losing bases. Elazer still, he doesn't have much mining himself. He's in a very similar scenario. But he does, oh, well, I take it back. He's actually retaken this bottom right base. How many Lurkers on the field? A single Lurker. He has only been mining a slight bit of gas, and hydras are not cheap. Here comes Manna's army. How many storms? A nice one at the front. He should be able to isolate this left side base. I don't know if this was canceled or killed, but it doesn't matter anymore. The observer at the back. Gonna use that surveillance mode for a little bit of extra detection. More units being cut off. Elazer is in the natural. Manna has no response to this. Storms on the drones won't get all of them. All the probes die. He's gonna recall on top. Oh, I don't know. If the Archon's 1-2 sniped off, Elazer making big moves. Manna, it seems to be slipping here. How many Templar are left? 5 Templar, 1 Immortal? What has happened? Elazer showing when his back was up against the wall economically and literally. How to hold on. And Manna not going to be able to break through. GG. Elazer takes 2 in a row. It looked like Manna had it there for a bit, but Elazer refused to die. Acid plant time. I should probably disable SC2 replay stats, eh? So you guys don't get too spoiled. All right, Manna. Time to bring him back. Oh, I thought he had that one. Not to take any credit away from Elazer, but that really did feel like one that Manna just needed to cross a few I's, press a few T's, and land a few storms. Oh, no, that's not the in-game music, believe it or not. That's the in-game music. Professional. All right, in the top left for Team Liquid. Has to win 3 in a row to break out of this group, I guess. Well, of the European Challenger to get to the playoffs. It's Manna. And in the bottom right from Team Clash, his Polish counterpart, Elazer. You can definitely see some Serral influence there in the way Elazer plays. I mean, Elazer probably the second best. He's in the top 3 Zergs in Europe. You could have an argument, and we might be able to figure out later today who's better, Elazer or Reynor. That could be coming up very soon, but we're gonna have to find out who takes home 3 in this match first. Manna's still doing... That's intentional, putting the probe in those positions. Like, will I do it? Will I make the cannons? Like, he's trying to be all suspicious here. He's making suspicious moves. Elazer's still not biting. He's not calling the bluff. That's just going down for some mining. Okay, Manna, how do you switch it up? He made the right moves, I felt, last game, up until the very end. Just not... At that point, I feel like if you're in that position, you just need to keep making, like, 2-3 oracles. Just make sure you get Revelation, because Observers can be killed, but Revelation cannot. And speaking of it, what did I... Oh, I did the thing that changes the DPI on my mouse. Very important for casting. Manna is going back to the Stargate. Elazer not even bothering with whether or not there's a probe here. He knows there's not a probe on this side, so just going to expand here. And the Void Ray on the way. He seems to prefer it. The Void Ray kind of a mix between the usual Stargate openers. Usual Stargate is Phoenix and then Oracle, or vice versa, in order to be able to drive away Overlords and do some potential damage in scouting. I guess the Void Ray kind of covers both fronts, right? But he's going to follow up with an Oracle. Is this a double Stargate build? He's already got the gases on the way. Did he let Elazer see it? Yeah, he let Elazer see it, but that's kind of ambiguous. Adding 2 more gases now is not particularly surprising. It's a double Stargate. Now, he showed in the first game the Void Ray into ground transition. A lot of the times the Void Ray is a quicker cover for something like a charge lot all-in. In this case, wait, okay. There's a lot of mind games at play here. Going Void Ray into Oracle, into Mass Phoenix. I feel like this is quite a stretch. We'll see if it works out. Like, this is so drastic and kind of unexpected. Like, the Oracle comes in, there is a Spore Crawler. Most players, well, not most, but some players might not make a Spore Crawler against a Void Ray, because they're like, well, you're just going to make the Void Ray. I can kill that with Queens. Queens, like, 2 Queens can handle a Void Ray. Fine. And Void Rays don't really kill drones, but he did just make the safety Spores. Yeah, you see 2 Queens just... Get out. We don't like your kind around here. But the Phoenixes are building. A Roach Horn is on the way. Did Elazer cancel it? No, he finished it up. He's expecting a ground transition. Manna is hiding the Phoenixes. He's going to surprise him with the Wings of Justice. And we'll see how much it can get done. Because Elazer, even if he loses drones here, he's going into Roach Hydra. Oh, the Phoenixes are scouted by a Zergling. I don't think we'll see Elazer make any more Roaches for quite a while. But if any Queens get picked off, the damage has to be done so quickly. There is a Spore. He's going to ignore it for now. More Spores on the way. A single Spore. He tickles him. All right? It's nothing. 2 Queens are killed. That's it so far. He has yet to lose a single unit, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's in a great spot. Elazer is supply blocked. He's trying to make Hydras. If he gets 2 supply blocked and can't make enough Hydras, oh my god, is that going to work? He does, and he locks them in. Doesn't get as many as he could have. More pickoffs coming up. The Roaches going to the other side. Immortals are on the way. He's transitioning into ground. He's going to get rid of some of the Queens, which is production, creep spread, all those important things. The Hydras are trapped by the frozen drones. How many? 8 Phoenixes on the way. Is he going to continue building? He's getting +1 attack, which will help those Phoenixes, especially against things like Queens and Hydras. Remember, Phoenixes have 2 attacks, which means the upgrade applies twice, which is especially great, even if they do have some armor. The Hydras are out. He's going to start with the Groove Spines. So this is kind of a situation where if you're a Zerg player, you can take some notes on how Elazer is handling this situation. He was surprised by the Phoenixes. Make no mistake. But he stayed cool, stayed comfortable. He was already going for the Roach Hydra. He knew that there's a chance that this is the direction we were going with it. Oh my god, Manna. Is he going Colossus? Colossi? Coloxen? I think so. There's already double Robo. Disruptors make no sense. Well, if he thinks it's Roach Hydra. But he saw the Baneling Nest. So I think this is Colossi. The Baneling Nest indicates an investment in Lings or Banelings, which are units that will completely ruin Disruptors. I'd love to see Disruptors, but Colossi make a lot of sense here. In Manna, it's 72 probes. 72 probes! One more time. 72 probes. 74. That's a very comfortable. If he can hold on for another minute and a half, if he can get 2 Colossi out with extended thermal lance before an attack hits him, we're feeling good. But I'm rooting for Manna. I want more StarCraft. I did not wake up in the middle of the day like a non-vampire to get 3-0s all day. If I'm going to wake up at noon, which is almost the opposite, I want as much StarCraft as possible. Okay. Oh, can he get a tag? The Oracle does survive. The Colossi on the way. A lot of Banelings. A single Colossus. There's nothing to break force field here. Muscular Augment's not done. Elazer, here comes the attack. Manna must hold. He can. And he must. He has the units he needs. He has enough force field here. More Colossi on the way. He has +1 on the ground and in the skies. Phoenix is continually scouting. They can pick up those Hydras. The attack on one side could be force fielded out. Elazer moves to the right. With most of the units, it's actually up the ramp. How will the force fields land? They land well. He's going to zone everything out away from the Colossi. Extended thermal lance 8 seconds out. Starting to get a little dangerous here. Units starting to thin out. The Roach Hydra moves into position. The Banelings closing the distance. Are there any more force fields underneath? The Phoenixes lifting up. More Banelings trickling into the front. Connecting on everything. The Swarm closing the distance. Are there enough lifts here? A single Colossus left over. Charge lots on the ground, but Elazer, enough Roaches and Hydras survive. He weathers the lances of the Colossi. There's still 70 probes. There's still 70 probes. There's no fourth base. A single Colossus, a single shield battery, and a single Dream. He's making 2 more. He's on top of everything. The Zealots are there. But the Colossus gonna fall to Zerglings. That isn't said very often. The word Colossus isn't said very often. Still, if he can hold on to this, if he can just stop this for now, if he can stabilize and maintain most of his probes, there's a Dream. The probes are on the run. If the base falls and the probes as well, this could be all over. A single Colossus coming up. The probes, the Trail of Tears, but the probes coming up. The charge lots in the front. +1 is done. The Hydra's on the chase. Muscular Augment's done as well. The probes coming up. So much damage against these light units. More probes dying. 19 so far. Manna holds. But at what cost? The Phoenixes are gone. The Sentries are gone. The probes are gone. Elazer has a 4th and a 5th base. 72 drones. Infestation pit. Lurker den. Just knowing those timings, instinctually, Void Rays had to come out. He needed every possible unit, and now Manna was putting together the grand, like, one of the 7 Protoss wonders of people whining on the BattleNet forums. Phoenix Colossus. But it is but a shadow of what it could have been with not... This army can be killed. If you get 4 or 5 Colossi, a bunch of Phoenixes, some Storm, that's a lot more dangerous. But this army both cannot attack and isn't fully capable of defending, is the problem here for Manna. You can't just move out. It's way too risky with Colossi. You have to be able to cut down the angles. A Templar Archives completed. Manna not building probes. He feels like he needs everything. He's not getting Storm either. The Archon's just a buffer. It looks like Manna really wants to find a timing. But there's a counterattack. Elazer has the economies. 3 Colossi do very, very good damage. The juggle back. The counterattack will force a lot of tough decisions here out of Manna. Does he go forward or does he go back? Is there detection? He's on top of the Lurkers. How many will finish? Just a single none. He recalls back onto the base. Oh no! And it's canceled! It's a disaster! Elazer finds the timing. Manna's walking back. Oh no. The worst case scenario. Recall is gone, and the army wasn't moving forward, giving more time to build Lurkers. There's no detection. There's nothing to hit the Lurkers. A couple eggs will be taken out. Elazer cutting down the options. Viper's on the way. They can harpoon the Colossi. Manna trying to make headway. But the army is crumbling. And back home, he's falling apart. This is still a strong army from Manna. He's down to 18 probes, which means his army is incredible. Well, incredible is a strong word for what we're watching here. GG. Elazer with the clean sweep. He looks strong. He looks stronger than Manna here today. Despite Manna, I think, like, I kind of felt like Manna outthought himself a little bit. My God, Elazer. Elazer. Chill out. That army. And now it's time for Soul versus Elazer. Another Polish showdown. Elazer has now won 2. He needs to beat another Polish player. This time, a Terran. Now, I feel like not a lot of people know Soul. Especially people watching me. Mostly North American, but Soul... This is gonna sound bad. I don't mean it like that. But the best of the rest. He's a player that is right on the edge of qualifying for the top 8 of a lot of WCS events. He's always up there in online tournaments. He's always facing off against players like Elazer. He's fully capable. I think it might be like offline events. Some players take some time to get over like nerves and stuff like that. We will see. Elazer says he needs 4 or 5 minutes. So we're gonna chill for a sec, and we'll talk more about the Starladder Ultimate Series. So the playoffs start tomorrow. When it comes to North America, currently we have qualified. Massa came out first, beating everyone else. Massa came out in first. Scarlet also qualified, as did Future, the up-and-coming 16-year-old American Terran, who was actually able to beat Neeb. You can watch, of course, all the series on YouTube, where I uploaded the VODs, and some of the highlights are just individual games and all that. Of course, by the way, follow me, subscribe on YouTube, all that. Thank you for tuning in. And then here on Europe, I wasn't able to cover the games live because sometimes I like to sleep, but Cyril, 3-0. Okay. Clean sweep. Cyril, obviously the favorite to win it all. So I think Cyril is the favorite to win everything except maybe BlizzCon. So we'll see. U-Thermal coming out in second. Inzane and Pappy Joe not quite able. So the way that the Ultimate Series worked is we had the Starladder Amateur Series. Some of you guys participated. Divisions from Bronze all the way up to GM. The best of every division moved up to the next one, and you could start with whatever league you were in. So, like Manna and Elazer and players like that would be in Grandmaster. You had the winners of the Amateur Series for each region, which were Future, Jardozer, Puck, and Cuddlebear for NA. And then you got Soul, Happy Joe, Reynor, and Insane for EU. And then the third region is the CIS, Commonwealth of Independent States, Russian language region. Part of the reason that's a region is because the creator of Starladder is the Russian language caster you might know as Announcer Pack from Ukraine. It's Alex007 who organizes Starladder, put on all these events, did it for Starladder Season 1, and now got sponsorship from Blizzard to expand it to the world for Season 2. And it's been one of my favorite events. Not that I've casted too many events, but it's so well run, and I love it because we're just going into the game. The only reason we had downtime now is not because of the organization or the admins. It's because, like, Elazer's like, I gotta take a break. So blame him. Okay. And here we go. Soul versus Elazer. The winner moves up, and the loser goes home. So, let me do the math a little bit. Elazer is now at 2 wins, and wait, let me go look at the standings again. I didn't update. He has 2 wins and 2 losses. Soul has 1 win and 2 losses. The way that these groups work is that once you get 3 wins or 3 losses, you either move up or move out. So what that means is if Soul wins, he moves on to face against either Manna or Reynor. I'm not sure exactly how all the math works out. We'll figure it out eventually. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't even notice that wasn't his first SCV. Well, welcome to TVZ. Elazer, on the other hand, if he wins this, he's through. He's qualified. He'll be in the playoffs tomorrow. Whereas Soul will have to continue fighting. And there's also Manna and Reynor, which also have to fight. All of these players at some point will be fighting. Well, I'm not going to try to do... I always get... How do I confuse myself so much? It's not that hard. Like, first player... Well, once you get 3 wins, you're through. Unless you get 3 losses first. Now I'm making it sound even more confusing. I'll just stop talking. In the top right, it is looking dominant against the team Liquid Protoss in the last match, but has another matchup to contend with. The Polish Zerg Titan, Elazer. Oh, he sees it. Oh, he definitely... Is this the play? Anyways, and on the other side, it's Soul. I like that. The gatekeeper of Europe. Always right near the best. Knocking out players that might be bigger names, but Elazer stood on the high ground. There was no vision here. He just assassinates 2 Marines with Predator drones. All enemy combatants. A 3rd drone gets sniped off, but he's going to kill all the Marines. He's going to stop this before it starts. So very active drones. Elazer found it. There is no vision for Soul here. This was a very sneaky move. He was trying to say, like, the place that Zerg players rarely send their overlords in this matchup is directly across, like straight out in front. So he tried to sneak it by putting it right in the middle of everything. It ended up backfiring here. It looks like the Zerglings can get through and get the surface area on the Marine. Elazer has shut this down. He's lost 6 drones in the process, but he shut it down. Most of the time, the vast majority of the time, there's 2 queens done. This is not good for Soul. This is very bad. He's able to get a factory. Elazer lost a ton of mining time, but the advantage of having this much larva production and just both the bases, Elazer can catch up and outstrip Soul well before Soul can really do much with what he has at home. A single gas, getting a factory, expanding. Honestly, it's Elazer's a pick where he wants to take this. He's going to get Zergling speed. He's pulling off a gas. Looks like he understands the situation. 2 barracks is not a full commitment. 3 or more definitely is, but 2 barracks is not all in, but it's pretty damn close. And if you get shut down that hard, Elazer knows he has map control here. When he goes up the ramp and he sees there's no reactor, 1 Hellion at a time incrementing out. Drones for days, get a 3rd, whatever. You can do almost whatever you want as a Zerg here. Now, the real danger, this pretty much as a Terran in this scenario, you have to go all the way, one way or another. You like build 2 more barracks at home and then pull the boys or something. Or you go hard economy and try to do as much harass as you can for minimal cost. If you try to toe the middle line, like some defense, but also some offense, get a bunker, stuff like that, no, you cannot do that. There's no chance there, especially against a player like Elazer. 1, if he wants to try to kill you, if you try to do that, you're dead. And if he doesn't want to try to kill you, you're behind economically. Those are the only choices. Now, how will Elazer transition from here? He's got 5 queens on the way. Queens just serve whatever purpose you might need. Elazer already opening up the rocks, giving him more angles to flank a potential push in this location, which won't be coming for quite a while. Soul, all out macro. This is full power Terran. We used to call this full Terran back in Heart of the Swarm, when Terran players would kind of just build 3 command centers and hope for the best. Not as common nowadays because there's a lot more ways to punish a player. Oh, finding some damage here. This is really big for Soul. Killing... Ooh, he gets 4. He gets 4, and he should be able to get the Liberator out of there as well. So taking a little bit of extra damage, but slowing Elazer down at all, once again, maximum harass potential and just slowing Elazer down for minimal cost. He has 3 Hellions and a Liberator. That is it. That's all he's got. There are almost no other units on the field. Literally 4 Marines. He is powering up. So now we see Soul is a very capable macro Terran. The 2 racks isn't because he doesn't think he can. Well, I'm sure not many players are like, yeah, I'll just go straight up macro against Elazer. I don't think that's your first choice, but the 2 racks isn't because he doesn't think he can compete in the macro game. It's just, especially in a best of 5 series, you can't blame a Terran for breaking it out. Now, there are Terrans who it's weird if they don't. I'm not sure. We'll see as the series goes on if Soul is one of those. Elazer quite late on the lair, going up to 60 drones. Soul has a double medevac drop with stim and 1-1 finishing at 7 minutes, which is impressively quick considering how the game started and how he was forced to transition. So we'll see if he can. I don't think he'll be able to cancel the 4th base, but he might find an opportunity for damage. Elazer, very quick reaction. The Liberator is kind of scouting here. The creep taken out. That is a lot of Zerglings. Stutter stepping back into the medevacs. The Liberator going to be taken out. Gets a couple more drones, but Soul is dropping here. That should be in vision range of the Overlord. It is. Elazer trying to bring units into position. Tucks himself behind the minerals. The supply is starting to even up. Can he just drop? Does he have... Looking for the position there. Not quite going to find it. And Soul at 64 SCVs. Did I speak too soon? Did the harass actually hit at the right time? Like, honestly, do I not know what I'm talking about? It feels like Soul should not be this close to Elazer. In fact, he's a little bit ahead on upgrades. He's got even workers. He's sending out double drops everywhere. This is really scary Terran here. This is very scary. The one thing Elazer has, because the pressure wasn't able to be put on earlier, is a lot of creep spread. But Soul's working on that right now. 2-2 on the way. How many racks are in the main? Oh, that's the one place that Sol doesn't really have as much as he could. With only 3 barracks here? Wait, oh. I'm blind, he just put him at the other base. Never mind. With only 3 barracks, he wouldn't be able to put together a huge 2-2 push. But with 5 barracks, it's a little better. And he's going up to 8, so a few Marines are taken out. I'm not into... Oh my god. So we caught the tail end of that, but that was quite a Widowmine hit. And 2-2's on the way. I am very impressed by Sol's macro here. I just want to make that comment. I really felt like he should not be able to find himself in this spot. And it's still a struggle. Like, there's still creep spread to get rid of. He hasn't really killed any bases. The Widowmine. Oh! One of the best Zerg units. Still pickups. Elazer is pushing him back on both fronts. Drilling claws on the way. A 4th base is done, so everything behind this. Welcome to StarCraft. Still getting rid of that creep. The Hive is not done yet for Elazer, but he has secured a 5th, and it doesn't look like Sol has any way to pressure it right now. He's finally starting to clear up the center mine. It's getting to the point that, like, he has to find... He's not going for tanks. He's going for bio-medevac. There's no big push. There's no counter to things like ultras. If he lets Elazer get to Hive Tech and have all these bases, he's still going to struggle. This entire game has been trying to keep Elazer limited in tech. The Banelings are rolling through. The pickup eats it with the Marauders. TVZ is so fun, isn't it, guys? Especially with players like this. Oh, give it to me, baby. But, Burrow Bane Mines. He doesn't know about it yet, but the amount of attention you have to pay to him, that sometimes backfires. He wants... Oh, gives me... Oh, there it is. I don't know. Incredible commentary. The drop's coming out. Sol. I think he realized he got hit by that. The Widowmine's coming through. 3-3 on the way for Elazer. 3-3 on the way for Sol. High economy, high-powered economy on both sides. Huge production. No Ultralisk Cavern yet. It's just going to be the upgrades. The Widowmines work both ways. A lot of hits there. And a run by. Suddenly Sol's supply plummets. Widowmine's trying to hold. There's really not that many Marines left over here. Can he get up into the main as well? Sol trying to make something happen, but he's crumbling on all fronts. Lings are in the main. Lings are in the net. Lings are crushing the army at the front. 14, 15, 16 SCVs, and that's all it takes. Suddenly, well, there is a planetary fortress. Can he get on top of that? There are some Banelings as well. Is he actually targeting the Banelings with the planetary? Sick planetary micro. I said that out loud. The Widowmine's coming through the planetary. The planetary! The planetary holds! Will the Banelings make that less true? They will, but it cost him Banelings. He finds some SCVs. There's still Burrowlings in the main. Sol, his last chance to hold. The Widowmine connects. He's trying to get back in a corner. The last stand of Terran. Except he has 2 more command centers. Ignore that part. Lings burrowed in every base. Elazer is picking him apart. But 2 spires. Well, he's inspired in the main base. Elazer doesn't have a huge gas bank. I think going for 2 spires might be reaching a bit. Ultras seem like a bit more of a reasonable target here, but takes it down. Going for the Burrowbanes. No, Sol still has a chance. 79 army supply against 68. The Widowmine's burrow. Big hits at the front. Tries to target down the Banes. Massive hit in the center. He was on the creep. The Lings unburrow in both bases. The Lings and Banes at the front. The Terran army is spread too thin. More SCV's gonna fall. He has to clean this up. He has to micro at the front. He has to establish his 4th. And he has to do a better job of all of it. Still more army supply. 64 to 52. In favor of the Terran, but how much of that is in medevacs? 20 of it. He has more medevacs than he has Marauders right now. Not that that's that weird. That was a weird way to say it. Finally cleans up the main. Elazer spiraling forward. Baneling mines? Not this time. Actually kills a Widowmine with it. Elazer on the right as well. He's breaking through the wall. Sol scrambles to defend, but He needs to be on offense right now. He can't let Elazer sit back. He's got 86 drones. There is no time for caution. More banelings at the front. He eats them, but not too many big hits there. 8 corruptors on the way. Once he gets rid of the medevacs, no longer can you stand and fight. Each fight starts to become a loss. Another base on the other side. Somehow Sol has maintained 56 SCVs despite all the damage that was done. A double drop. Now, the Corruptors will be here. He should be able to, well, we'll see if he gets the snipe on this base. Sol also working up to the front. Some SCV is going down. The base will fall. Elazer, no cancel, not a huge deal. He's going to tuck himself into the corner, targets the Banes. Beautifully done. Marauders at the front. The Corruptors are scouted. Sol knows how much trouble he's in now. He just splits his way back. We don't mind. Can he get the pickup? Oh, the Banes are gone! Beautifully done. A drop on the other side. He's just dropping right into the Zerglings. It's starting to get really desperate. Beautiful Terran micro, though. There's nothing else on the ground. Sol holds. Zerglings at the front. The engineering base, they form a wall, and they don't need to do anything much else anymore. He's tearing through absolutely everything. He's at the front, trying to target it down. He's going to get the base, but he's going to lose the medevacs. Tries to get up into him. Where's the boost? He doesn't have the other one. Sol holding on, but Elazer still has 90 drones. 76 army supply now for Elazer. He's got a handful of corruptors. He's battering down Elazer. Remember, this started with a 2 racks and Elazer having nearly total map control. So, incredible, just to get to this point right now for Sol is incredibly impressive, and he still has a chance. There's nothing to actually end this outright. He has to work on these bases. Sol still has it going. Desperately trying to defend. A lot of Lings and Banes coming in. He has the Marauders in the front. Where are the splits? Widowmine's burrow. Beautifully done. Widowmine shots coming out. He actually splits and kills everything. The Planetary goes down. The Caustic Spray rips it apart. Banelings coming through. 11 more SCVs. He still has 64. The Repair as well. The Planetary doing its best. It looks like he might be able to take down this base. Sol struggling to find his way. Oh, the Planetary. He's trying to hold. The mules drop. Can he repair in time? He needs the mules. He's dropping another mule. What a save. What a save. What a save! As he's coming through, 12 SCVs. Sol still fighting back. Remember, a lot of the laser supplies and corruptors. Banelings at the back. Splits, and more. And he goes to the front. And the Widowmine as well. Widowmine, he's on the creep. A dangerous game, but he has to play it. Zerglings and everything. This might be the final stand. The Zerglings and Banelings push back. Is he actually going to try to target down the Banes? I think he has to. He does, but it's not enough. Elazer closes the distance. The supply plummets. Elazer wins. Game number 1. Barely. Well, that was a dramatic start. And I said it would be Elazer's game to lose. Oh my gosh. Sol, Elazer just had enough of an economic lead to hold on, but still. Sol looking scary. Allowed to macro up. I need to recover a little bit. The next map is Fracture. Looks like one of them requested a quick break. I'm out. That was... What a game. Here we go. Here we go. Game number 2.
I let it consume me. I let it control me.
Elazer takes game number 1, but it was by no means an easy feat.
If life is a movie, it's always so boring.
Everybody calm down. In the top. If you don't know him, you probably should now. By the way, from Wargaming. Soul. Here we go again. You know, after, I feel like he acquitted himself. I feel like any of you who are like, oh, he's just a dirty 2-Raxer. Just a dirty 2-Raxer, much like Maru. Because the way he played it out after the 2-Rax, by the way, the vision. It's not, he's not a cheeser. That's a macro proxy. Oh my god. It's he sees it. He sees it. Wait, right? And he's going pull first. Ooh. This could be very nice for a laser. It could be. We've seen this backfire before. Wait. I don't think he quite realized he saw it was so far off. He's gonna bring the drones down. The same move as last time. Is he actually gonna try to stop the second Rax? Okay. Oh my god. Oh, whoa, the juggle! Oh, double kill. I love that little juggle there on the SEV. But still, can he even kill one drone? He gets one. The target is there. Now it's a calculation. There are 4 Zerglings on the way, and it looks like a laser. He canceled a second gas, but is still going for the Roach one. So it doesn't look like he's going to go Ravager off this. Back to mining. Two Obies on the way. Laser like... Are you kidding me? No. I'm going home. Don't worry. And then just lands the Rex. I'm pretty sure he saw that, right? Yeah, he saw him just land the Rex again. There's a drone at the front. 4 Zerglings are slipping around. Roaches are on the way, but Roaches not... I mean, not the hardest counter. The drone going to work. So this is getting weird. Well, that's not good for Soul. That's bad for Soul. This is bad. But the Roaches are coming up. Elazer gonna be ready for this. 3, 4 SCVs. Soul going for the Roaches, but the 3 Roaches should be able to. Oh, and the armor on the cocoon is ridiculous. He gets one. Okay, so, but there's no second base at the same time, but there's no factory. Trying to come up with a bunker. This drone lived. Now the barracks will actually lift off. A Cyclone is on the way, and a Cyclone is very much required. And the Overlord is not moving quite into position yet to get that high ground vision for Ravagers. It should be, yep, there it is. As soon as the Marines are back home. So Elazer is going to expand off this. Soul, I think, was going to try to block it, but Elazer on top of that. Whoop, but vision is already there. You can't lose the clone. Save the clone, save the game. Oh, God. This is really rough for Soul. The lock-on is there. Micro. The repair micro. Repair micro been on point throughout this series. He really wants that clone. And the bunker. There are so many things that can go wrong here. Oh, he needs the bunker! He needs the bunker! Oh, he saves the bunker. The SCV micro. Oh, don't you dare. I would just start building Marine. I don't, just land it and start building Marines. Do it. Do it, Soul. He's just gonna block. He's gonna block the mineral patches. So, the repair micro is actually incredible. Like, gets a Ravager, gets back, second clone. This should be the end of the attack. Unless, no. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm rooting for Solo. That was super impressive last game. Elazer's won enough games in a row today. Whoa. Oh, another lock. It's on hold position. Gonna be working on the Rex. Is he really gonna try to break through? Down goes a Roach. The Overlord is pushed away. Another lock. He finishes off the Obi. That's the end of this. Elazer rebuilding drones. There's a Banshee on the way. No cloak. No expansion for Soul. That's very important to note. I think he's got to pull the boys. Is he just gonna macro? Oh, I said last game, macro. I felt like macro would just super favor Elazer. I will no longer commit to that because there's a lot of tools here. There's a lot of tools here for Soul to get harassed on. He has a solid army. The thing is, this has slowed down potentially his infrastructure. Like going for a third CC, just getting more racks up. I assume he's gonna go for bio, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he's gonna make it happen.
Good. Now I have
This
your
looks
attention.
actually like it's gonna be a Spire from Elazer. I think that wouldn't be a bad move here. Because he's getting a lot of gas early. He's getting a single evolution chamber. Maybe. It's not 100%. A Spire could just be a straight-up knockout blow, but it's also a risky maneuver. He's built a Marine over it. I feel like he landed that and built a Marine. I'm not entirely sure that's what happened. Nope, +1 Carapace. Could just be for Roach speed. This is... I don't know if Elazer has seen this until this exact moment here. There are more Roaches on the way. A Banshee gonna help out a lot. Soldier's going deep in the paint right now. He is not messing around. 3 Queens. I don't know about siege it up right there. I don't... Ooh, this is not gonna go well. This is, well, that did not work. That was really bad. And looks like he's gonna lose. No, not quite. He sneaks around. Really? You... Oh, you cheeky... Oh. This is when we have the face cam on. I don't know. I don't know how much that's gonna matter, but I love that. I love that move. Oh, he just loses the Marines. He can't put anything in the bunker. He figured it out. The other Cyclone needs to be pulled into battle. The boys must be pulled again. This is a lot of anti-Roach here. Like, he doesn't have +1 Carapace. Elazer's taking a third. The problem is the production isn't there for Soul. He does have a third CC. Where did that come from? I'm kind of surprised he's not just putting the tank on the high ground. But he's going to put it at the back. I guess he can't repair it as easy on the high ground. Elazer not making drones. Well, he's supply block, but +1 Carapace, +1 Roaches. Are you he's gonna send out... This is so risky. This is super risky. I feel... Well... I don't think he's recognized that Elazer just wants to kill him. There is not... Like, one bunker's not gonna cut it. That is 24 Roaches. It's gonna be enough Ravagers. The important part is enough Ravagers to corrosive bow down tanks. It looks like the Cyclones are coming back, but can he hold? Is there any chance that he holds? Big hits coming out from the tank. The boys need to be pulled yesterday. Here they come. Down goes the bunker. Down goes the tank. And down goes Soul. This game, Elazer is not messing around. Wait. Yeah, he's dead. Elazer won 5 in a row today. Gonna go up 2-0. Please, Soul. You can do it. You can do it. Don't give up. I believe in you. I just want to see more. I just want to show good games, okay?
It's the story of a
Games that get better with time.
Hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. Don't look back when I call ya, but does that mean
That you don't care.
go back to when I saw ya? Your
Beautiful mind and the deadly stare.
You think I'm stupid, but I get it now. How long can we make this go? It won't hurt to let it out, baby, cause I got to know. Don't break away, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay out. Don't break away, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay. Don't
Break away, because you want to stay. We're going to Parasite. Somebody stop Elazer. Somebody stop this man.
stay. I let it consume me. I let it
Control me.
I'll always be
Such good games.
I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time.
This is new best of 5? Wait.
Gets better with time.
Or are they playing? We'll see. They just put the games in front of me and I yell at them. That's all that happens. That's what we're doing today.
I let it consume.
Here we go.
I let it control.
Game
I'll always be
number 3. Will anybody stop the Elazer pain train
if life is
before it reaches its destination?
it's always so
The playoffs start tomorrow. We're fighting for the last slots.
boring. I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time.
And this could decide another one of them. In the bottom right, looking very strong, but not strong enough. Well, we gotta do the GSL intro. Anyways, it's all. This is the Maru tactics, okay? So here's the thought process. Well, first game of a series, you gotta start out with a proxy Rex because they're not gonna expect it. Oh my god, come on, Soul. And then the second game of a best of 5, like, you got a proxy Rex. You know why? Because they definitely won't expect it then, because you just did it, and it's a longer series. And then for the, when you're facing elimination, you proxy Rex, because they think you'll just revert to macro. Elazer just, I think he perfectly Scott. I don't know if Soul saw that, like that,
Your attention.
Elazer is your next qualifier for the Starladder Ultimate Series playoffs.
Breathe your air and make it mine. Becomes a drug that gets me high. When the lightning strikes, I need you more than the sky it lights. For one more time, I would give my life. Come on, baby, take it away, away. And when the thunder hits, it feels like every time I touch your lips, you got me feeling like I don't exist. Until this game. Nothing's changed and I still play. When the lightning strikes, I need you more than the sky it lights. For one more time I would give my life. Come on baby, take it away. And when the thunder hits, it feels like every time I touch your lips, you got me feeling like I don't exist. Until I make you mine. Until I make you mine.
Reynor versus Manna is to determine our final player. To qualify for tomorrow. Tomorrow's playoffs start same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central European Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Round of 12. We'll be kicking it off. I really wanted to see more solo macro games. I've got some more replays of him. Like you can't. That's rough. Like. Like, there are a lot of mind games that go into 2-raxing. Sometimes you can overdo it. Is the simple version. Like, sometimes you just gotta, like... Because there's a lot of, like, I'm gonna put it right in the middle of everything. Oh, did I accidentally do 2 videos at once on YouTube today? Shit. Okay. I planned too far ahead. You know what? Double video day. I didn't realize. I'm not used to this. I've gotten so good at preparing. Like, I usually only have 1 video ready for each day, but I accidentally scheduled 2 videos for today on YouTube, so enjoy. And also we're streaming, so content. I'm surprising, like I'm unexpectedly productive, and I'm surprising myself. I don't remember. There's too much StarCraft content. We're doing Acid Plant, Cerulean Fall, Blue Shift, Dreamcatcher, and Lost and Found if we get there. And I really hope we get Manna falling 0-3 to Elazer, looking like he had his moments, but kind of a little bit outthinking himself. Here we go. Manna versus Reynor. Come on, Manna. Well, I don't know who I'm rooting for here. beautiful, soothing sound of probes mining. In the bottom right, from Team Liquid, the Polish Protoss, it's Manna. And in the top left, the Italian sensation, the 16-year-old Zerg player from Exceed Esports. Is it Esports? I assume. It's Reynor. Oh my god, he's doing it. A 4! Something he baited against Elazer, but he didn't actually do. Reynor, he's gonna see it. He's gonna see it. That's a probe. And that's a problem. A pylon on the way, but he's not calling the bluff quite yet. It's not a bluff, though. It's not a bluff. He's doing it. Is there enough? There's enough. Oh, he locks himself in. Are more drones gonna be pulled? He immediately needs to make a pool. He's committing this time. He didn't do it against Elazer. He didn't pull the trigger, but against Reynor. Oh, and he blocks out. Oh, the moves! The plays! So slick. He blocks it in with the gate. There's no way you're getting to that cannon. What do you do now, Reynor? What do you do? That's an actual question for me. What do you do now? I don't actually know. Oh. If he can kill the probe, that's nice. If he can block another... the base gets up. So where do we go from here? Spine crawler on the front. He didn't steal the gas, but Reynor hasn't taken it. Now the question is, like, is Reynor investing in this base a good thing for him? Is it going to be helpful? Because it's also a liability. He's invested 300 minerals in a drone and another base. Is that going to pay off? There's a cybercore on the other side. Reynor will see this. He already knows this isn't going to be, like, just straight up cannon rush. But Reynor wants to defend this base. He's not getting a lair. He's not getting double gas. He really wants this base. Is that going to pay off? The robo has started. I mean, from here, I honestly don't, like, this feels like this should be a great position for Manna. Because Reynor has less drones, less tech, he's building a robo, got the shield batteries. Worst case scenario. Well, the question is, does Reynor try to go across the map? He's gonna try to break this. He's got a spine crawler. There are 2 cannons, but also 2 shield batteries coming online. A second cannon, like... This just does not feel like there's the tool. He does not have the tools to solve the problem. 1 spine crawler and 2 queens are not gonna break this. And Immortal is being chrono boosted. This base does now. The longer we look at it. Oh, a corrosive bow. No, wait, a queen taken out. And Immortal is done. He can blast the spine crawler to bits. He actually gets hit. The barrier is triggered. The cannons. Where you going, Reynor? Where you going? To hell. The base being blasted. I mean, like, what is there to do? Oh, wait, if he gets the wraparound, he's trying to corner the Immortal. He's boxing out. The Stalker helping out. Will the Immortal be saved? It will. The shield battery's out of energy. He can chip away at this cannon. That is something he can get. No, there's a Ravager! Reynor! Is there a transfuse? 1 Immortal with barely any health, but plenty of shields and a barrier. Walking up. The base is gone. Like, he does get 1 cannon. Progress is being made, but the prism is coming out. It just doesn't feel... Sometimes getting that extra base up feels like kind of a trap almost. Like, now you gotta work with that. You just invested a lot. There's no way this breaks it. Wait, there's just one pylon. There's just one pylon! Oh no, wait! Artosis. Oh, this changes everything. Oh, he knocks down another pylon. He repowers with the prism. Okay, okay. A dramatic oversight there. The robo, okay, that's real awkward. That pylon also supply blocked him. So Reynor, it looked like he was just gonna be battered down, but a single pylon, the weak point. Now he has to really work with the Immortals. This is really, he lost the probe too. Okay, wait a second. There's still, he repowers for a split second. He's gonna lose the Queen. He's gonna lose the Ravager potentially. But there are no more Immortals coming. Manna not quite getting what he needs here. Repowers and the Overseer getting him. I mean the Overlord. Getting in on the action. It almost. I mean, a shield battery can re-shield it, right? No, he doesn't have the energy. Picks up the Immortal at the last second. Still, there was too much recovery potential here. There's no lair. Like, what is there? As long as there's a warp prism, these Immortals should be Immortals. Oh, wait. Every Zerg's dream, it's like, no, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll miss that. Maybe he'll screw it up. That's the thought. Every time you go for an Immortal, maybe he'll screw it up. Okay, now there are more Immortals than Ravagers, so this isn't ideal. And if he had just made another pylon at one point, he wouldn't even be that close here, to be honest. Manna's expanding behind this. There's no lair. Manna knows there's no lair. So that's all he needs to know. Unless there's no way there's a hidden base. There's just not the money there. He knows that. It's just a sad, slow slide into defeat. Manna takes game 1. The first non-Zerg win today. Reynor looking kind of lost. I don't know if he didn't expect it out of Manna or... We'll see. That just did not feel at all like the response. We'll find out. Game number 2, Cerulean Fall. It's a fun name. That's a fun word. Cerulean. It's a color, right? Like. I think. Anyways. Awkward silence. Game number 2, Cerulean Fall. Well, he won't do it again, right? Then again, if it ain't broke, then gas on the way. Be like, why is he going gas first? It's just the way it works out. He won't mine from the gas, but he can get it and still get a gateway in a timely manner. It doesn't matter very much. Unless he does mine from the gas and goes like the quickest Dark Shrine of all time and builds DTs out of a gateway or something. The day when I see DTs built out of a gateway so you can get Shadow Stride quicker is the day when I either quit StarCraft or never play another game again. Remember, we're buffing Blink DTs. Remember when Blink DTs were going to be the new thing that was going to kill everyone and the game designers didn't know what they were doing because that's so ridiculous and then nobody used them? Yeah. And now they're buffing.
Good.
Shadow Stride.
Now I have your attention. First blood.
We gotta throw it all up there. We just kind of killed the probe. Like, that was a little surprising. He just a bit sloppy from Manna. You shouldn't be losing the probe that early. Can be used to scout how many lings come out, and potentially block or scout the third. So, just a little sloppy. What's next? Stargate? Stargate. Four lings. We're shaping up for the textbook match here. The textbook macro, not building a bunch of cannons and shield batteries outside your base match, which is definitely another chapter of the textbook. The lings sneak by. There is an adept. He's going to pull back from the wall. He sees it. Little stutter step there. Nice moves from Reynor. Going to get a scout. What happened to the other adept is the question. Wait, didn't he have two adepts? Wow. American public school. I never learned how to count, okay? The leg is still in the base. Void Ray on the way. We saw this a little bit against Elazer. Once again, against Elazer, Elazer did win 3-0 against Manna, but in a couple of the games, one, it felt like Manna definitely was at an advantage at points. In another of the games, there was a lot of potential there. Elazer just, his timings were too sharp, and he was too scrappy, and Manna started crumbling. In general. Now he's up a game. Reynor is not Elazer. They have pretty distinctly different playstyles. Just the fact Raynor's using lings at all. I don't even think we really saw Elazer use lings, especially in the early game. Reynor more of a details player. Always heavy on the run buys. That's what everybody hypes up, right? Is Warp Gate done? Yeah, Warp Gate's done. I was like, did he forget what? He did not forget Warp Gate. Charge is on the way. He's just whipping it out. Only mining with 2 in gas. 34 probes. This is an attack. And Raynor's gonna see it all. Oh, the Void Ray didn't find the OV in time. +1 out of Reynor. He knows that's not enough. He cancels +1. Gets a lair. He's going for rogue speed. Is he gonna get a Baneling Nest as well? He got the scout. Does he have time to prepare? This is still a potentially deadly attack. Reynor has 42 drones, which is not a huge... If he starts losing a few... I hear a Void Ray, that very cool sound. But the Roach one is not done. Reynor has to buy as much time as possible. He has 20 lings on the field. The Roach one not done.
Good.
Not done yet.
Now I have your attention.
Neither is Charge, but there's going to be another Warping. Manna, looking at very sharp execution. A wall being built of evolution chambers. He's just given up on the third. He knows it's gone. Manna not making probes. Oh wait, they can just walk through that. They can walk through! Oh, but he uses his charges. He was on a move. Roach is coming in. Reynor gonna have to have a pretty miraculous defense here, because not a single Roach is on the field quite yet. They're just now popping out. The Charizlots on top of the Queens. One of them very distracted. The Zerglings get through at the front. The run by, maybe some counter damage, and drawing attention away. But he's able to box out the Queens. 8 drones so far. Roach is popping out. More Charge lots into the main. 17 drones. He's killing some probes at the front. That's the only potential saving grace. But Reynor down to 14 drones. He's super dead. Right? Yeah. This was sharp execution. GG. And a quick 2-0 from Manna. Relying on the timings, and for good reason, it seems. Just kind of slicing through. That was pretty one-sided. Even, honestly, like, I don't know. Another. It looked like Reynor didn't. Well, he knew what to do, but not in time. Manna a bit uncharacteristically going for the hardcore attacks. Only a bit. But we'll see if this continues. Reynor up against it. We might be eliminating the entire of Amateur Series qualifiers.
Yeah, the line wrapped around the building like the bow on the gift box. Skinny jeans, small tees, Jordans, and thrift socks. The chicks rock yoga pants, sweaters, and smart scarves. And congregated clubs, coffee shops, and the dog parks. It all starts late. People wait at the gate. The gatekeeper think we ain't equal. Security hate people and straight treat you like 3 stacks and outcasts. Those with clout pass, the rest folk out cash. As you enter the spot, temperatures hot. Young ballers spin the infinite.
But we're back. Manna. Manna. He's restored his mana. But in the top right, the Italian Zerg from Exceed Esports. It's Reynor up against it. In the bottom left, the Polish Protoss from Team Liquid. Looking on the verge of qualifying for the playoffs and completing the sweep of the amateurs. Amateurs, we very loosely call them. Manna. And I'm excited to be able to cast some of the European players. I wasn't, because I've been casting, if you've missed it, because you sleep at normal times like normal human beings, if you're a European viewer, I've been casting the North American qualifiers for the playoffs. So far, Scarlet, Massa, and Future, the 16-year-old American Terran, have made it through. Future beating Neeb and knocking him to the elimination match, which will be played today. Neeb and Puck will fight. The number 1 and number 2 American Protosses will fight for the chance to make it to the playoffs, which start tomorrow at 7 p.m. European time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and 2 a.m. Korean time for my Korean viewers. Annyeong. And we'll see. But yeah, excited. For in EU, Cyril qualified, sweeping pretty much everything. Uthermal coming up behind. And Elazer today secured a spot. And the winner of this series will be your 4th. And then, I don't know what the qualifiers are from the CIS region, the Russian language region. But they will also be in the playoffs as well. I'll filter it in tomorrow. Stargate as well. Oh. It's been a while since I've seen any player at this level really try that. I mean, why not? Already the creep on the way. It's going to be a Stargate again. The Stargate, a very common choice for so many reasons, defense and offense. It forces a certain set of responses out of a Zerg player. You can't really... It denies scouting. Most Zerg early attacks don't have any real anti-air capability, so potential defense. Especially with Manna going for the Void Ray. Going for the Void Ray first pretty much guarantees you won't die to roaches. That's what it comes down to as well. Maybe we'll see it pick up. It seems more of a personal choice. And it seems to be working out for him in this series so far. As in the one game it worked, because he cannon rushed in the first game. Still, we'll call it. We did see the first series against Elazer, and he's building an Oracle behind. Wait, did Reynor see that? He did. He saw continued production. Will Manna do the second Stargate? Make me look smart, Manna. 3, 2, 1. Stargate. There it is. And this is another build that we definitely saw. I don't know if Reynor was watching the stream for those games, but the Oracle as the follow-up into Phoenixes, which is kind of a weird transition. It didn't end up working out because Elazer found a really sharp timing. But the Oracle kind of leads you to think, okay, he's just going to make an Oracle for harass and then maybe transition. And the Phoenixes are such... They're kind of a weird choice. Like, I've never seen... I don't know, maybe I'm out of the loop, but I've never really seen someone open up like this. With the Void Ray into Oracle and then into Double Star Phoenix, because you've already given away the Stargate. They already built anti-air. But he's trying to make it look like maybe an Archon drop follow-up. Remember, he just did a charge lot all in. Reynor's building a Roach Warren. You have to play safe. He saw 2 Zealots here. The 2 Zealots a lot of the time are built if you're going Archon drop, because you need every point of gas, is the summary. He's making it look very much like an Archon drop. And you know, if there's one unit that's not great against Mass Phoenix, it's Roaches. Reynor is setting up, like, he's got a layer done. He's making 8 Roaches. This is really good for Manna. Assuming he finds the right time. Oh, this is not good for Reynor. He's really bought hook, line, and sinker that this is an Archon drop. I'm quite sure that's what he's preparing for. He's got Roaches in the main. Roaches don't shoot up. Fun fact. But here come the Phoenixes. I think this will be the first scout of them. There are Queens all together here. Some Lings going out. But what do you do now if you're Reynor? He's got this weird amount of Roaches. 10 Roaches is not really enough to attack. But, oh, God, this is rough. I mean, he has to attack. There's really no other choice. He has to try to do something. There should be a transfuse in the mix. Oh, he's got one. Keeps him busy. Oh, he can knock it back down. Saves the Queen for now. Another pickup is required. The Roaches are counterattacking. There is a Void Ray to help. Does the extra damage again. Oh, he's turning around. He did force out a response, but the Roaches will have to give their lives for more time. Against Elazer, Manna, both the Phoenixes were scouted earlier, and he committed significantly less. Elazer did build Roaches, but only a handful. In this scenario, oh, he picks up the high-energy Queens, but Reynor with great targeting, gonna save a few of them. He's gonna go for a Queen push? Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a Queen push. You can bring the Spores. There's just not enough. Without +1, they don't damage the Queens that quickly either. There's no +1. He's just building. Reynor is putting it. It all hinges on this attack. There's not that much on the ground. The Twilight is not done. +1, not even close. Immortals being built. The Phoenix count has been cut down a bit. He's lost 3. That's all he's lost this game, but he's lost 3. The Queen's kind of an oversight not to have creep here, but Reynor is on the offensive. There are no stasis wards. The Oracle being utilized. A single Immortal coming up into a cruel, cruel world. The Lings get the wraparound, surround it, should be able to take it down. Going for the Void Ray. Not quite knocking it down. The Queens are on the march. He's going to try to pick this up. How much damage can be done? Reynor's got Lings at the front. He needs to move them into the mineral line. He does. Going for the pylon. That powers the front gates. He's going to get the +1. The Oracle's still turned on. The Pulsar Beam activated. No +1 here. That's going to hurt when it comes to taking out the Roaches. Probes have fallen. Reynor fights back. The Oracle energy is gone, and the second wave of the attack is coming up. A lot of the Phoenix energy as well. He's going to need to repower the front. He's building Immortals. How many gates are on the field? There's only 2 gates, and they're both depowered. More damage will be done. Is he going to have to pick up Lings? 11, 14, 15 probes. Corrosive Vials. The Queens are here. They're going to force Micro. The Phoenix is not quite knocked down. He could probably get the Void Ray out of this. 4 Corrosive Vials coming through. 27 probes have fallen thus far. Continues working forward. The corrosive bows break through the pylon. Reynor breaks through the pylon on top of the Immortal, locks it in, and takes it out. A handful of zealots, not enough. The Phoenixes lift all the Ravagers underneath. The Roaches and Lings continue to go to work. The probes are gone off the third, and now the natural is exposed. No more Immortals, no more production. Void Rays desperately being chrono boosted out. He's got a third Stargate. He's targeting the Nexus, and it looks like it's going to fall. The third and the second. Just the main remains. Void Rays can't stop the Lings quickly enough. And it looks like Reynor, with a decisive timing, not trying to play a macro game against someone with some of the most efficient units, just brute forces his way through. And, well, the real question is, for Manna, like, he has the most cost-effective units. He has Mass Phoenix Void Ray. He never finished +1. That's pretty big, because he has the Void Rays. That would help a lot against the Lings, too. He doesn't even have gates. Like, Manna, you can't win a game. You can't lift hatcheries. They're too heavy. There's still 3 more. He's gonna try. He's lifting the Phoenix. No. Lifting the Queens. No. No, no, no. Reynor fights back. And thankfully, we do not have another 3-0.
Pip in the pot, sipping they pop, the bottles put your tip in the pot, or let the brown liquor hit your furnace, flipping and walk. So with the gal in my wine up, the body like so, and the man in my love bullshit party like both. It's ladies' night, there's maybe mama or maybe wife, looking for love in this crazy life.
Still, Manna getting the drop on him with the build. Reynor reacting very fluidly and flexibly to be able to come out on top. I love the army. This is the army value, by the way. The entire game. Technically, Manna had more, but that doesn't always win you the game.
We do it for you.
Alright. Reynor fights back. I'd love this to go for 5. Reynor's ready. Here we go. Oh my god, they keep changing colors. They probably just use their own, like, team colors, so they don't notice. It's one of the most annoying things. Alright. So, we survived to match number 4. A quick probe going out. Reynor finding the timing last game, still looking like Manna was in the driver's seat most of the game. The build, I think, took Reynor off. I don't think Reynor was preparing for some sort of Roach Queen all-in. Not the way he was acting. But he adapted. He's going to go down. He's only at 16 drones because he's trying to keep this from blocking. Oh my. Oh. Manna, you were so close. You were right there. He slowed down. He celebrated before he got to the finish line and doesn't get the block. Oh, he's trying to... Will he get the catch? Probe slipping and sliding. This is the real battle here. Oh. The whole position. Going for the probe. Oh. On the hunt.
First blood.
Got him. I'm so surprised. Like, 2K, why even risk it? Is my question. I don't know. But, so he's going to lose the probe, which is going to give him... there's not that much... Like, the fact that there wasn't a pull for that long is already enough. Like, he's not quickly getting a pull behind. But, still, I don't know. We'll see. Dreamcatcher is definitely a map that requires, well, if we go on long enough, a different playstyle. Because the cliffs and the choke points, the rocks at the front, third and fourth bases, you can play very different. Like, things like lurkers and force fields can really abuse certain positions. It becomes very difficult to attack in unless you have a decisive advantage. 8 lings. 8 lings from Reynor. This is not passive. He killed the probe. This is what when you kill the probe, he can't get an easy scout of how many lings you're making. Like, if the probe was still around, then he could know that there's no third right off the bat. Like, usually a third would be taken a little earlier. Maybe he gets a glimpse of exactly how many lings are building, but no. If there is no wall in time, Reynor just breaks through. There's a Stargate on the way. He's getting a Baneling nest. Well, he's making sure this is a little bit less than... Manna's not even sending his... Oh, God. Oh, this could be so good for Reynor. I mean, this might just end. Reynor is setting up to kill him. He's looking to kill him. He's out for blood. He's on the hunt. He's trying to body block out. 2 lings get through. The Overlord will die. Supply blocking Reynor. For now. An Oracle on the way. Very, very, very important. Still, Manna doesn't know. He has to hold the wall, but there's no battery. Well, the Stalker being in the wall actually kind of sucks for Banelings. The Oracle... Where's the Oracle's sent out? Is Reynor going to see it? Oh, he saw it. He got a glimpse. He knows something flew past, and he knows that's very likely the Oracle. 6 mains on the way. Manna's setting up for a solid defense. Reynor has 19 drones. Like... Oh, more like surprise! He's gonna try to break through. Unfortunately, not that many Banes to hit. The Oracle's on the way back. Another Oracle nearly complete. Manna definitely equipped to defend this right now. Ooh. And even setting up like a secondary wall at the back. This has not done nearly enough damage yet. He needs more. He needs way more than this. 33 probes. He's trying to build drones. This just did not go the way he wanted. Like, baiting the Stalker to being in the wall. Does Manna see? Manna sees that he's building Banes, right? He does. He's going to try to get through the... He has to try. Oh my god. These Banes could save the game. Well, no. Never mind. Take it all back. And he'll be stopped. He's got to try to get through the wall. He's building drones behind and losing lings at the front. I mean... The Oracle still has energy. I mean, it looks like we're gonna see Templar, an Archon drop behind this, which pretty good against Lings, right? Give me the Templar Archives, make me look smart. Oh wait, doesn't have the... What is this guy doing? I don't... Setting up for gateways. Reynor being very greedy behind this. I mean, there's no other choice. He can't do anything else. The Ling's really looking for an opportunity. I feel honestly just Mass Ling earlier would have been better than a Bane bust. But Reynor couldn't have known that. He couldn't have known this game. It wasn't a Void Ray, it was an Oracle, which is much better equipped for dealing with those bursts of Zerglings and Banelings. A Void Ray, just overall more utility, but Oracle kills Lings faster. It's a simple version, so... There is a 2 Adept drop coming in. Reynor already can't afford to lose any grounds. But... that's how we're going to start. And 2 Oracles at the 3rd. Ugh. Oh, God. Manna, well equipped to close this out. 4th base looks like it's almost ready to go. There's going to be an Archon here in a moment. Oh, if he catches the Archon. Reynor. Oh. This is rough. Eight roaches on the way. There's still opportunities. Reynor knows how to scrap his way back. He's very accomplished at that. That's what he's known for. He's gonna try to get to the third, but still. Oh, can just get on top of the Nexus. The Oracle's activated. Cost energy. Roach is already ready. Is he gonna go for... Ooh. The Archon drop deflected. The Oracle's activated. Reynor making moves. The Adepts come in. Find 3 kills. Will be shut down. He had to free up space for those Archons. Can start to work on the Nexus. Shouldn't do much. The Oracle has enough energy for a moment. Charge is on the way. More gates. Gonna get a probe. The Archon's brought back, which frees up space for Reynor. He will use it for drones. Maybe he was already making them. Not even an Evo chamber. Well, he starts one now. Oh. Zerglings! Run! Oh, they're fine. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Queen. Gonna be sniped. Almost. But not able to save it. I mean, the supplies don't tell the story. The tech does. +1 is already done. There's going to be double robo production. The War Prism has almost uncontested harass potential. The 4th base. Reynor has 62 drones, which is enough to build, but not really enough to continue forward in tech. Oh, I mean, who traps who here? Well, we answered that question pretty quick. This base is gone. Is Manna gonna pick up? Yes. Victory on both sides. Gets the 4th. Slices up the roaches. It's getting from bad to worse. More drones on the way. He's putting his brick together. But when you're building roaches and you're barely ahead on supply, it is... he's rushing a Lurker Den. That could do it. It just feels like Manna is on point right now. He defended the early Bane bust perfectly. About as well as you could ever expect, considering Reynor had like 15 less drones than there were probes. He's been on top of his harass. He didn't get delayed on the 3rd. There hasn't been much more to say. Like, might lose 1 Oracle. Nope. Not even close. And that Spore Crawler is not in position to deal with the rest. A Lurker Den is on the way. There's a couple force fields in there, but he'll probably want to save it for Guardian Shield. Storm is coming up. Hydras are being built. He could build Lurkers when it comes in. A 4th base coming up. I'm just hard pressed. Like 3. This is all he can afford, and he can't even afford this, but he has to do it. Like he has to try something. Oh, that is scary, scary. There's no storm yet. Reynor doesn't know that, but there is no storm yet. So 3 roaches on the opposite side, but Manna sees him and is already equipping himself. Storm is now about to complete. The Lurker Den not done. Not a good sign. Manna just bowling his way in the front. Where are the storms? Oh, and the drones too. Another storm is not hitting the War Prism. Zealot's going to work over here. Manna is executing it. A precision strike. Lurkers are done. Lurker is done. And it's tagged. The Lurker Den was at the 3rd. What's in there? Charge slots. Manna. He's got an observer. There's still a storm in the mix. Uses it. Surveillance mode. Charge lots. GG. There's nothing left. Reynor gonna be forced to tap out, and Manna comes out on top. Your final qualifier from Europe to fight in the playoffs against the best. Reynor not quite ready to tap out yet. but we know where this is going. GG. And Manna, your final qualifier. Well done. Just near flawless execution there. From start to finish on that match. And that will close out our qualifiers across the board. Now, we're not done with Starladder yet today. Remember, we're back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. But, we do have the final match of the North American qualifier coming up.
Good. Now I have your attention.
Next. And then I will probably, well, it depends on how quick that is. I guess I'm here, so I might as well stream, right? I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow for the playoffs as well. So, and you can catch the North American qualifiers and all the VODs and some of the highlights on YouTube as well. We're heading over to North America. I don't know if we're ready to go right now. We weren't scheduled. There was potential for there to be a whole nother match, depending on how the bracket shook out, but it cleared itself up pretty quick. Just to summarize today, we started out with Elazer versus Manna. Elazer 3-0 over Manna. Not one-sided, but Elazer looking pretty dominant. And then Soul versus Elazer, which was 3-0 for Elazer, but game number 1 was definitely a highlight. That was an incredible TVZ. Starting off a proxy 2 racks and then a back and forth macro game, and then 2 more proxy 2 raxes that were less effective. And then of course we had Manna versus Reynor, and that's gonna be 3-1 for Manna. A cannon rush, then a charge line timing. Then Reynor fights back against a double Stargate build. Tries the Baneling bust. Doesn't clear it up. Puck. It looks like we're ready to go. We're going right now. I need to change up all my... Okay. We got to change up all the graphics. Are those check marks correct? No. Let's just... There's no downtime on Starladder. And a PvP. Knowing, like, this could end, this could be over in 15 minutes. I hope it's not, but it could be. Let me make sure I have the right overlays and all that. You gotta be accurate, right? Professional. Oh, that's not the right. That's the overlay we were looking for. Okay, that's better.
Good. Now I have your attention.
But yeah, we got Neeb versus Puck to decide who moves on. Wait, was I wrong about who got through? No, I wasn't wrong. Masa in future, and then True knocked out by Puck, Cuddle Bear, and Jardozer knocked out by Assorted. Yeah, just to clarify, when you see Amateur Series, what that means, the Starladder Amateur Series was an amateur competition, which had divisions for every league, including Bronze, Silver, Gold, which some of the matches we casted. Actually, I casted with Alex007 live at Gamescom, if you guys remember that, or find the VOD on YouTube. But the Amateur Series was a series of divisions moving up to Grandmaster. If you won the Bronze League division, Bronze and Silver, you move up to Gold and Platinum. And that worked all the way up to GM, but it could tell you start where your ladder rank is. So we had a bunch. Well, the Grandmaster players played in the Grandmaster division. So the winners of the Grandmaster division, the top 4 qualifiers, moved in against 4 WCS circuit level invited players. In this case, Neeb, Scarlet, True, and Masa. On EU, it was Cyril, Euthermal, Manna, and Elazer. And so not amateurs by any means, but less accomplished professionals, really, is what it means. And here we go. Just jumping into it. Thank you to Blizzard, once again, for sponsoring this event as well. Oh my god, we're already there. Ah! I can barely keep up. Alright. In the bottom right, for Root Gaming. You might have seen some of his games. Always entertaining, one way or another. Puck. The number 2 Protoss in America. By most measures and opinions. And in the top left, the American Protoss. For Ting, the 3-time WCS Circuit Champion and Blizzard Cup victor. Wait, Kespa Cup. That's the one that he won in like 2016, the end of it. Right. And also GSL semifinalist, the number 1 American Protoss player. It's Neeb. It's... Oh, I'm sorry. I was incorrect. It's... Neeb! Okay. Just to clarify. Neeb scouting a little bit earlier. Now it's PvP. Which, a lot of players, I think both pro players and I guess I'll include myself a little bit in there, like, whenever it seems like Protoss versus Protoss seems to stabilize and we have an idea. We have an idea of how to play it and like what's a stable macro build. Just gets thrown out the window by people are like, well you can just 3-gate. Just 3-gate all in, and then you kill him. Like, it's this entire year has been a series of a month or two of Protosses being like, oh, this is how you do an expansion build, and it looks like right now this is how you do an expansion build. But then we'll break out the 1 bases again and show how vulnerable they truly are. A bit of a stylistic difference. Now I don't know about PvP. PvP is by definition a volatile matchup, so it's a little different. But Puck, a more aggressive player. Neeb, more defensive. Stereotypically. But I do once again call back, it is Protoss versus Protoss. So, Neeb scouting for gold bases and proxies. On the other side, Puck opting for the Stargate earlier. Both players with their sentry inside the base. The reason for this is if Adept Shades come in, they can just kill a sentry unless you've hard-walled off, which is why we... This is interesting. I wonder why. He's building his 3rd pylon out on the map. I love this by Puck as well. A forge on the way. Is this a gateway timing? He hasn't scouted a Stargate, but... Oh my god, Puck. Oh, he's so close. Neeb just a split second off. I'm so interested in the forge. +1 is on the way. No Twilight. Like, usually you'd see a Twilight. I'm very interested to see what we're getting out of this. He's warping in 2 Adepts here. There's the Twilight. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Looks like it'll be a Glaive's timing. The Shade gonna be thrown. Oh, he's in position, thankfully, to potentially block. Will Neeb complete the Shades? He does. He's just gonna go for it. A pylon at the front. He should be able to take this out. The Phoenix is on the other side, gonna do just as much damage in probes. The Adept does shade away. A couple more Adepts. So Neeb loses 2 probes. Puck loses 4. Over time, the Stargate is a more efficient choice. Oh, it's charge. Puck. 2 Adepts slip in. Oh, and they not only do they get the scout, but they also get, well, more probes. The force field, not quite enough. What am I doing? What does that camera work? I don't know. I'm sorry. I probably don't. The Adepts will be killed, but more shade into the net. Neeb just throwing mad shade around here. The Phoenixes get out. Neeb will switch to Blink. He still has the +1 on the way. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know about that. He shades into the main. The Adepts will. This is a mess already. The Phoenixes have done some damage on the other side. They can actually just pick up the sentries, which is, I don't know. Okay, so does the Guardian Shield work as it's still picked up? Because I'm pretty sure that's a yes. Overall, it looks like Neeb got the better end of this. A Robo-Bay is on the way. Okay, so what's happened here? 13 probes and 1 Phoenix against 7 probes, 6 Adepts, and a Sentry. It's already a mess. I have no idea. It's gotta be Disruptors, right? Like, he's gonna go Disruptors after this, which is just gonna make things more wild here. A few Phoenixes coming in. He's gonna try... Oh, the Guardian Shield... What? But why? I guess that was to pre-save the Sentry. 2 more... Eventually, the Phoenixes will take their pound of flesh. Or I guess pound of probe. I don't know if probes have any flesh. They are robots. This is... We're just gonna have to see how it plays out. I'm not gonna pretend to be a PvP expert here. I will read the production tab with the best of them. The Phoenixes come through. Oh! Blunked on. And another one. The triple blink. This is like that Zeratul mission. Except the Stalkers are the ones hunting the Phoenixes as opposed to Zerglings hunting. You get the idea. Double Disruptor production. And more gates on the way for Puck. The probe count is evened up, so Neeb has way better upgrades. But upgrades don't matter when it comes to Purification Novas melting your face. Blink can help dodge them. But at the same time, there's no buffer here. If you don't really have anything in front of the Ruptors, and you run out of Disruptor cooldowns, you just get picked apart. Was that Phoenix... The Phoenix did not see the double Robo-Ruptor. That's such important information for Puck to hide, and for Neeb to have. Okay, a Stalker coming in. Gonna find the weirdest ragtag band of Protoss. Will not see the 3rd. Now both sides are kind of in the dark. Puck has a pretty nice observer there. This probe has been chilling and may actually just be there the whole game. The Disruptor count up to 4 and climbing. But the Phoenix... Oh, Puck really wants to deny this. Scout the Disruptors? Did Neeb see him? I don't think he saw him. He's getting a shield upgrade here. A strong attack out of Neeb. Wait, is the probe the real MVP? They will scout each other. Not gonna lose these adepts, unfortunately, but it's very important to know this is happening. So many Ruptors. The first shots, the first volley, gonna be so important. And he has the Phoenixes to potentially stop the Warpers. The Disruptors are not in the front lines. Neeb with a huge warp, and he's way ahead on army supply. The Disruptors come up. He's gonna try to shotgun them out. Big hits, killing Archon already. Another hit. And remember, they work both ways. The curveball throws it to the side. Another Disruptor hit. Another one at the back. Hits the Stalkers. But there's just simply not enough units here. The base is exposed. He's on top of everything. The charge out. A shotgun blast. Another one. But he doesn't have enough units. One from the side. He's just diving on everything. Another blast onto the Archons. How long on the other Ruptor? It's not enough. GG. Neeb takes game number 1 with brute force. I guess more units counter less units. If he had another, I'll go with a minute. Like if he had another 5 or 6 warp-ins, I think Puck has enough to pick off the units in front. But Neeb just, because he did all that damage early, Puck wasn't able to stabilize his infrastructure and get enough unit production to actually compete with Neeb. Disruptors are good, but they don't win the game on their own, usually, until the next patch. And then we're back. We're back to Disruptors. Looks like we're ready to go for game 2. Puck needs 1 minute. So we will see. I can't really read into that game. Neeb with this kind of odd, almost random feeling pylon that ended up being a big part of his strategy. A couple mistakes out of Puck. Like it's really hard to micro Phoenixes and make sure you're dealing with Adepts perfectly at home. Adepts are slippery. Phoenixes are slippery. Things can slip. But we're going into game 2. And Neeb up 1-0. Okay. You just enjoy the countdown. I stopped the music too early. Need my music guy here. Okay. How melancholic is this music? Anyways, game number 2. Neeb versus Puck to determine the final qualifier for the playoffs. I think it would be kind of a disappointment for a lot of people if Neeb didn't make it through. But Puck always makes for entertaining games. Even that last game where he kind of found himself in a weird spot ended up being pretty entertaining. If only he could have gotten a little bit more in front of the Disruptors. But we'll see. Acid Plant a little bit more of a defensible map. Not that that necessarily factors in too much. I don't know if Puck ever scouted that random pylon. Those depths just kind of kept coming in. It was weird. Why are there adepts? Why are there like 4 adepts? I don't know. Oh yeah, this song gets very dramatic. My jam. That probe is not going where probes normally go. We're just gonna follow its story. Otherwise, the players are doing essentially mirror builds. Is he gonna proxy outside of his own base? Is this a hidden Twilight? Because if Neeb comes into the base, he will realize there is no pylon here, and there should be a pylon here. You count the pylons. That's super basic.
Now I have your attention.
Neeb, he hasn't scouted the entire base yet. He doesn't know for sure there's not a second pylon. He will in a moment. Now, where's the pylon? 2 adepts on the way for either side. Looks like Neeb gonna go Stargate. And Puck also gonna go Stargate. Right? No. Why would he go Stargate there? That would be dumb. I wanted to look smart. Is this DTs? I mean, DTs can just win the game. I don't know. A Twilight can be almost anything, even when you build it randomly out on the map. The adepts are given away. Puck has no scouting info, by the way. That's important to know. It could just be Blink. It could be Glaives. The one thing I think it won't be is Charge. Because Charge lots can just very easily be maneuvered against. Is Puck actually going to think about expoing? He's going Blink with it. And now this can shake out pretty well against someone going to Stargate early, especially if that's the only tech they have, but it really depends. Oh, Puck. And he gets the block. I don't want any of these games ending just immediately because someone doesn't block off their own. Like, that would just be disappointing. Oh my god. Did you see? He didn't have the time to get close enough for a shield battery. He wouldn't have made it. The adepts were already there. Oh, Neeb. Oh, some 200 IQ plays on either side. Okay. So Puck wasn't there, so he built a gate because it's a little bit larger and he could get the block. Neeb wasn't there with his probe, so he blocked with Adept Shades, which is the only thing that can actually block Adept Shades. Unfortunately for Puck, he ends up killing the Oracle. This is a mess. Neeb has not expanded, but he's also killed. What? So Puck has lost 4 probes and 2 adepts. Neeb has lost an Oracle and 2 probes, but he's not expanding. So, is he just gonna let him? He doesn't let him shade through. Another probe. He sees him. And Neeb also going for Phoenix, Robo, and Expand. I don't know how you afford all these things. Blink is nearly done. That could make a big difference. Another pick or two, like if he gets on top of those adepts and chases them down, then Puck can put on deadly pressure, even with just 2 gates. But while the adepts and Stargate are still lurking, they can still potentially do damage. Puck, it's very risky to move out, because if he's halfway across the map and Phoenixes and adepts come in, even a recall isn't going to be in time. Your probes are already dead. I love this. This Terran music getting me in the mood for a Protoss versus Protoss. You know. Neeb making the right calls behind this. He's building, he's chrono boosting an Immortal, which there's enough Stalkers to threaten. There's not enough for a Guardian Shield, which is very helpful against the Stalkers. I mean, the Adepts are dangerous, but will he dive? Will he dive? He's going for the Sentry. He gets a big pick off. At the same time, the Phoenix is in the main. Puck will warp in. 5, Puck needs to continue trying to get damage done. The Phoenixes get exactly what they need. Another Immortal on the way. Once there are 2 Immortals, there's no... He needs to tap that Immortal a little bit. He taps that Immortal. The barrier is activated. These are just scouting. There's no way he completes that shade. So Puck Blink Stalker's just not that good in PvP. They're helpful, but you don't want to have your build be Blink Stalkers for too long. But if you don't have economy, you can't really transition. At some point, he's going to have to dive if it continues like this. Because every single time, like the Phoenix is... Now Neeb is 6 probes ahead. I don't even know how that happened. 3 Immortals, 1-shot Stalkers. Puck has to go all in. He's adding on 2 more gates. He's kind of decided this is his only choice. He has to micro back against the Immortal. The barrier! The barrier! He doesn't kill the Immortal. The pickups are there. He can set that Stalker back down, but... Is Blink off cooldown? He blinks out. This is a desperation. Really from Puck. Well, Neeb actually cut probes for a split second there. Once again, PvP. Overall, Neeb's army is just way better. Oh, and it's just going to keep getting better. Some Adepts are sent out. Trying to bait the... He's really trying... He wants those Shades to come out. If he can get a few pickoffs. He's just not finding them. He's going on a 4th Immortal. Adepts much better against Immortals just because of the lack of damage they take. I think he saw the Observer with a quick surveillance mode there, but Neeb with the counterattack. Oh, and just in time, the Stalkers. Neeb probably not paying attention. He's still going to find probe kills. The body block. He gets them before too much damage is done. But, I mean, 4 Immortals against 0 Immortals. That's infinitely more Immortals. I mean, yeah, don't question my math. Oh, Phoenixes blink. Oh. Beautiful commentary. What's he gonna do? Pick up 1 probe and prevent it from mining gas? He's kind of eliminated that option. A Templar Archives is on the way here for Puck very early on. But he has less upgrades. He's had less probes for most of the game, which does factor in less Immortals. He did put his gate count up. He's got Glaved Adepts. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any Adepts, which yeah. So, it looked like he was looking for a timing, but he's not going to find it. That is something you can do. Like, if your opponent's really heavy on charge slots, Archon Adept can counter that. It is a possibility. And that kind of minimizes the factor of the Immortals. Immortals still very good. I mean, he'd rather have more Immortals. I guarantee you. But that's just not an option right now. Puck looking like if he gets a Warp Prism or a Hallucinated Phoenix, anything right now. Like anything. He's just, give me anything. Puck, he might be able, well, he doesn't have, another big one is the upgrades. I don't even think there's a Forge for Puck. He doesn't quite have the valleys for this. He's going to get the shields down, might get a little damage. That's it. The depth's coming in. The Forge just started. Like, do you double Forge? Do you try to pull it all the way back the other way? Because +2 is huge. Neeb is slowly putting the puzzle pieces together. Whereas Puck has kind of been all over the place. And he had to. That's just how this scenario plays out. Ooh. The charge lot charging all the way to the side. While the supplies may be close to even, while Puck might have a few more workers, the army composition for Neeb is just way better. Puck has been chrono boosting out Immortals. He's at 4. The +2 is a big advantage. But once again, the Archon Adept can, if Neeb is too reliant on charge lots, can be okay. It's not your first choice, but it really does depend on the fight. The Adept shading through. As long as he doesn't, don't do it. Okay. A few charge lots on the side. Neeb feeling confident. The Warp Prism comes up to reinforce. 4 charge lots. Depending on how much attention, you already see Neeb ready here. +1 on the way for Puck. He knows how important it is, but Neeb splitting off. I think they should be able to kill the cannon. Oh, the Warp Prism exposed. That's really important for Micro. Well, it's gone now. The Adepts, are they going to be in position? The Immortals are evaporating, but the positioning is still good. There are no Archons left. Adepts come back. Oh, God. 14 probes died. This Zealot has 8 kills. 9. That allows Neeb to slide into position over here as well. There's just... The Archon's quite good against Adepts. There's nothing to shield for them. The Adept's trying to hold the line. +1 not even done. Neeb grinding through here. He has the power. The Immortals being thinned out. The Blink Stalker's coming back, but Puck has been too far behind for too long. And Neeb secures 2 matches. And that will be match point for Neeb qualifying for the playoffs.
For now you can stay right here, we will play until somehow you can find a slightly different frame of mind. Right here in my arms, away from all harm, you'll be safe from all
I mean,
flares, all the
Puck hasn't looked like he can't compete, but he hasn't put up much of a fight. Just overall, Neeb is just holding strong.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right
We're on Lost and Found. Puck has to win 3 in a row now. Good luck. I mean, I want Puck to at least take a couple matches here, make it interesting. It's been a pretty one-sided day overall, but Neeb's pretty good. Cannon rushing Puck. Do it. This is the map for cannon rushing. He's not sending a probe. Neeb, cannon rush. Somebody can. Oh. Yeah, waking up in the daytime is ruining it. But we're doing it again tomorrow. The playoffs start at 1 p.m. They start 3 hours. So whatever time this is. What did he just cancel? A second pylon. But why? Oh, Puck. I don't want to point it out. He built the second pylon before Cyber, delaying his Cyber a little. Not a huge deal. Just doesn't help, right? But whatever time it is right now, take 3 hours off. 3 hours before this time. It'll be that time tomorrow as well. So that's when the playoffs start. With all the regions combined, mashed up. I'm not sure exactly how the seeding works. We'll find out. Stalker Sentry. 2 Adepts for Neeb. So the Adepts, well, the Adept Stargate has been a staple build for quite a while. It can lead into a lot of things. If Puck is both able to scout and defense, well, then he's in an okay spot. There's a lot of angles that can do damage here, though, between the Adepts and the Stargate. It's very hard to cover them all cost-effectively. Like, you don't want to just hard wall yourself off, but you also don't want to lose probes to an Oracle. So, we see. Does he kick it off? with an Oracle. I think he stuck around long enough to realize that it would probably be a Stalker coming out, so I think you start with an Oracle then instead. Yeah, instead of a Phoenix. Because if your opponent is going Stargate and you go Stargate, they go Phoenix, you go Oracle, the Phoenix kills the Oracle. I did the math. But the Adepts are scouted out. Good start for Puck so far. Like, we're putting everything in terms of whether Puck dies or not. Neeb doing the 6 Adept Oracle play. He could. Now this, you have a lot of options with this. Either you jump the gateway units, he baits out the pylon. I don't even know if he saw it. Wait, he can't see it.
Glory to the Daylong.
You could either put everything together and fight with the Oracles, or you can split them up and try to divide their forces. And if Puck is not in position near a shield battery, or gets the wall up or anything like that, there are just so many angles. The shield battery coming up at the perfect time. Puck is ready. Thankfully, the Oracle going to be deflected. The Twilight is on the way. The Adept shade in. Nothing yet. Oh, he got the probe at the wall. But Puck immediately pulls another. That would have been sick if it was right on time, but the battery coming in. He's going to jump the Stalkers here. He's not in shield battery range. The Adepts, he can get a force field, but Adepts can shade through it. He recalls the probes, but they'll die anyways. One probe makes it out. Oh no, Puck doing... Oh, Neeb rather, doing so much damage. He's going to be in the mineral line. He decides not to. 9 probes fall. Was there any counter? No. It's not the end of the world yet, but he can't really take any more damage here. Puck does have 2 bases, very slightly quicker. He's forced into Blink Stalkers again. Nobody likes Blink Stalkers in this scenario. Like, he can't go across the map with them anyway. Oh god. There goes, oh. And the probes. And the probes. The Oracle's just going for damage. The shield battery not out of energy yet, but the damage is coming out too quick. 7 more probes. Oh, he's slaughtering them. 19 versus 31 probes. All Puck has now is a Blink Stalker all in. Well, it's looking very much like Neeb will be our final qualifier. Oh, can he get either of these? Blink isn't done! Oh god, life is hard. This is so rough for Puck. Everything's gone wrong. Blink isn't done. This is last game, but worse. Alright. A few more probes, and Puck may have just tapped out there. It is elimination. You want to fight it out, but this is a deep, deep hole to try to dig yourself out of. What's that noise? Is that thing? Okay, I've never heard that before. Probably because I'm blasting dubstep all the time, right, everybody? Oh my god, even stasis works. Okay, Puck. What do you got? He's got 2 gates. Does he have a prism? No. He doesn't even have a pylon. He gets a hallucinated Phoenix. That's all he's gonna get. There's only... Okay, there's 2 immortals. And a battery. And guardian shields. He's chronoing another. I struggle to see any opportunities here. Oh no. 4 more probes died. I assume to an Oracle. Neeb is... There's the Dark Shrine. Almost cliche. Because he knows there's no way that's going to be a game ender. It's like... Oh, and doesn't even... He gets the prism. Okay, costs him a few stalkers, but The army on the field is already deadly. It's one of the observers. Puck has a bunch of blink stalkers. And that's it. The Dark Shrine gonna finish. Puck is still sitting on 2 gates. This is... That's a lot of blink stalkers. Puck is known for... Oh, God. He just blinked 2. Only loses 1 stalker. Could have been worse. Gonna try to sneak around. If he can catch... Okay, if he can catch this army out while not taking damage at home and actually get DTs in the base, well then, okay. Oh, God. Charge isn't done yet. He has like 10 more seconds. There are stasis wards in the main. Actually, the stasis wards are about to run out. There is a dream. A whisper of a dream. Cannons on the way. I think he saw the Dark Shrine. He saw the Dark Shrine. Puck. Oh, Puck, don't blink in there. Blink. Puck, wait. 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 They're stasis wards. Oh, half the stalkers blink in. Half the stalkers, well, they don't blink in. He can juggle. He can juggle with the prism. Oh, God. Oh, he gets the other prism. Wait. Yes. Oh, and he gets 2 immortals. A dream. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Well. Nightmare. Are there DTs? Nope, that's an observer. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, that was the frozen stalker. Ooh. Oh. Oh no. It's +2 soon, like working on +3 against +0. There's a stasis ward. That's Neeb's stasis ward, in case it wasn't obvious. Okay. He recalls the probes to his hidden base. I mean, if he kills all of the cannons, or if he kills all the Nexi before Neeb recalls and kills all his detection and warps in Dark Templar, except he doesn't have any gates or power left. I mean, you gotta blink in, right? Like, oh, he's gonna juggle. When is he gonna There's no energy in the main for a recall. Okay, so don't count him out yet. Don't count old Puck out yet. He is gonna lose the Dark Shrine. Does he have any DTs? Like, there is still a Nexus at the 3rd. I'm pretty sure those, like, 2 immortals might be enough, though, is the problem. There's almost enough. He jumps on. More probes are pulled. I mean, he's fighting it out. You gotta admire his tenacity. There's a recall. He had enough energy. He can blink out of here, so like, that's something. Get out of there, Puck. Get out. Another stalker goes down. +3 is gonna finish. Oh, he recalled just enough. Every single one of these armies can kill Puck. GG takes it. Took a little bit of lag at the end, but thankfully only at the very end. And Neeb with the clean 3-0 sweep to qualify. He gets his coveted, just like on Twitter, check mark here on the stream. And Puck not gonna make it, despite some great games. Pretty off there. So here is We've got the brackets for tomorrow. All the qualifiers. Let me show you what's going to be happening tomorrow. Yeah, we are done for today, it seems. In just a moment. So the brackets for tomorrow are going to be, should just put it up. Just put it up on the full screen. Put it up on the main screen, Jimmy. Thermal versus Scarlet. Face off against the #1 seed from the CIS region, Rail. Hellraiser versus Future. The Ukrainian, wait, is he Terran or Zerg? Oh, I forget. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. And then the winner faces Elazer. Bly versus Manna. And then the winner faces Massa. Neeb versus Cass. And then Neeb versus Cyril, potentially. Well, Cass versus Cyril, but like, this is how the regional qualifiers have shaken out. That starts tomorrow. We're going to be doing, I believe, I should probably cut that part out where it says bracket sleep, right? I believe we're doing at least, yeah, we're doing all the four top matches. I believe they are best of 5s. If I believe that. I should probably make sure, but. And then next week will be the round of 8, and then the top 4 as well will be Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the regional qualifier coverage, and hopefully you've enjoyed the cast. I'm debating whether I just do my normal stream now. I probably should, because I should be awake for tomorrow. I'm really thinking about it, because this is such a weird time for me. Well, at the very least, I'll be back, and then we can chill a bit after. I will be back, well, right after this. It'll be 3 minutes for me, but it'll be almost instant for you. I hope you enjoyed the cast. Go check out YouTube and all that. And Starladder continues tomorrow. I continue in just a moment. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Starladder for putting everything together, the admins for helping out, and Blizzard for the sponsor, and of course the players for showing good games. See you soon.